if you control the communication, you control the biology, you control the world.
At Henry Ford Health, we believe that great ideas matter the most when they reach the people who truly need them. Every day, our researchers push the boundaries, searching for new treatments that restore hope and transform lives. Standing beside them is Henry Ford Innovations, a place where ideas are protected, where partnerships take shape, and where discoveries begin their journey from the lab to the patients we serve.
I had a friend who was a neurosurgeon, and my friend Harold invited me to watch a procedure. He was doing work on something called hydrocephalus. And hydrocephalus, the ventricles expand and there's pressure in the brain and all that. So he thinks pressure is physics. Maybe I should watch a procedure. So I was watching Harold stick a needle into someone's spine and cerebrospinal fluid, and there were pulsations. But the pulsations seemed to correspond to arterial pulse, but the waveforms were very different. So I asked him, are the waveforms modified based on the disease state? He says, no one ever asks a question. So what I then dropped my physics research and demonstrated that the change in the frequency really reflects the status of the vessels. That just turned me on. After you have a stroke, God forbid, people get better. And the assumption was that people learn. I had a sense that no, the body really makes a desperate attempt to remodel itself. So we really pioneered the entire field of restorative neurology. We were among the very first to show that post-stroke there's a neurogenesis. There's generation, very first to publish that. The brain tries to generate new cells. There's also angiogenesis, new blood vessels, and there's synaptogenesis. I call them biblical events. I just like asking questions, and I just like knowing and understanding and trusting my own ignorance. If I don't understand, that means there has to be, probably other people don't understand, and I don't believe that science is theology, that you essentially believe what people say. You have to really feel that you understand what's going on. How are these stem cells provoking remodeling in the system? And we saw remodeling throughout the brain and the spinal cord. So I felt there was a communication. They have to be communicating to the environment, telling the surrounding tissue and cells what to do. That's how I got into the exosome business. EVs, extracellular vesicles, are really how the body talks to each other. Extracellular vesicles are the medium by which cells communicate. And if you can regulate, if you can identify what are the nanoparticles that are good versus the nanoparticles that are evil, you can have therapeutic or detrimental effects. If you control the communication, you control the biology, you control the world. Concepts and the technology and the EVs really are poised to move into patients, really based on our work at Henry Ford Hospital, because we were the very first to do that as a therapeutic. The beauty of the biologics is that we evolved not to be linear pathways. Our biology is a network system, and biologics, by having these non-coding RNAs and a multiplicity of proteins in them, really act concurrently. We also have technologies now, particularly with these bacterial EVs, that no one is using in a way. And we also can treat them in a very select way that could greatly amplify their therapeutic benefit, and also to amplify the production of these nanoparticles.